Yo, what's going on, surfers? It's your boy Horace checking in. It's been quite a while since I've done a live stream here on TradingView, but I'm going to do one here today. And the purpose of this stream today is to cover Bitcoin, DXY, AUD over USD, EUR over USD, and also SPX. Might talk about gold a bit as well, depending on how much time I have available. Getting this started a little bit early just to save some time. My son is asleep right now, so he's home today sick. So trying to get this in while taking care of him at the same time. Um, so with no further ado, let's get this started. And I will be posting this on YouTube as well after the completion of the stream. Up a bit higher over the next week or so. As for a more long-term look at Bitcoin and pretty much, my perspective of it, I've been thinking and waiting on a drop to 26K here for, let's see, for about a month now. I thought this would drop down a lot sooner, to be honest, but I think the ETF news and the speculation around how that's going to play out has, driven the FOMO a bit longer than it normally would have gone. But based on my wave count here, big flat correction here for a wave 4 move, and I think we're now essentially working on an impulsive wave for a wave 5 move. We got a 1 and a 2 here. I think this is a flat correction for a wave 4. I think we're working on a wave 5 now, but important to note here, and I know a few, Elliotticians or people that practice Elliott wave have this marked up as an impulsive wave, but just looking at this, there's no way this is an impulsive wave. Um, Very much impossible, to be honest. This looks like a three-wave move here for this wave 1 setup. And because we have an extending upside move going upward, I believe that this is going to be a very sizable, a very large, abnormally large diagonal wave. And with these diagonal waves, the common retracement levels in wave 2 and wave 4 are 0618, 0786, and 089 as well. Considering the size of where I think this is going to go, I believe the 089 fib level is going to be where Bitcoin drops in the months ahead. And I think this could last for 3 to 4 months, pretty much a quarter of the year. I think we're going to be spending on this drop here in wave 4. But I fully expect support to come for Bitcoin down here, right? And maybe next month we'll talk about what we expect beyond this 27K mark, but this is what I'm expecting in the, I guess you could say near term. But as for the short term, I think Bitcoin is going to flush up and push towards this 53K mark. Looking to the left, maybe it'll even stride up a bit and towards, 54, 55K. But nevertheless, I'm fully expecting this drop to 27K to come and take place here in the next quarter, the next 3 to 4 months, to put it precisely. So having a lot of fun watching this. It'll be even more fun if I get confirmation on this drop here. And that'll just further confirm my overall macro perspective for Bitcoin, which will be great for moving forward with crypto analysis, Bitcoin analysis specifically. And also, I'll just be able to share better, content and more accurate content with my community, which is my ultimate goal, along with making cash, of course. So next, let's take a look here at the one and only DXY. So I know people have been hating on DXY for a while now, saying it's going to drop and that it's over and that is, pretty much going to be obsolete and outdated and et cetera, et cetera. I do believe in the long term, in the next few years, the next, 3 to 5 years, DXY is going to have a sizable drop. But, as for looking ahead where we are right now, I think DXY is actually going to be making a move up towards this 111 level. Pretty much with a 5-wave move down here. In this mid wave, I'm going to expect a correction to either hit the 038 fib level or if the 038 fib level does not hold, it doesn't provide enough resistance, I'm expecting the 0786 fib level to get touched here. And we can see we can see that 0786 fib level here is at 111 precisely. I'm gonna get a better look at this pump here. So we have a move here that looks somewhat impulsive, but even if it's not impulsive, even if it's corrective, we can't have a double correction being a double zigzag. Is what it would be in this case. We could have a double zigzag set us up to that 111 level, and I think there's a good chance of that being the case. Um, Small chance this could be impulsive. Let me get this fib out the way now that we have used it. Yeah, pretty good chance this could be an impulsive wave here. And how I would count that would looks like so. One there, two there, three there, four there, five there. So I'll pretty much count this as an impulsive wave, like this. And this is probably a drop to the 0786 fib level, being that this is a mid wave. So this went a little bit below 0786, but obviously didn't break below the starts of this upside motion. So this is still valid and legitimate from my perspective. So like I said, I'm expecting this to trek up towards 111 over the next few or couple months. This will probably take some time to get there, but I fully believe this is where we're headed for DXY over the next quarter. It's supposed to be like a monthly look ahead at DXY, but I don't really, look at it in that sort of minuscule, I guess you can say segmentation or time frame. But generally, the next target I have on my books for DXY is 111. And we should get a 5-way move here for this pump. So it could look something like this. Or alternatively, it could be a diagonal wave where it looks something like this, right? So a lot of times people, scan over Elliott wave and they look at the basics of Elliott wave and how to count a wave and things like that. And there are general rules for it, an impulsive wave, a zigzag wave, a flat, all of them have rules or rather guidelines that you have to abide by. And the diagonal wave guidelines is definitely one that people don't really pay a lot of attention to. It is sort of an advanced, more complex type of wave, but this is one that you'll commonly see whether you're looking at a 1-hour time frame or a daily or a weekly time frame as well. The diagonal wave is very commonly seen. It's very much a legitimate waveform according to the science of Elliott wave theory. So yeah, that's what I'm expecting here for DXY. Pretty much 111 by spring, by summer at the latest. I think we'll see DXY at 111. And a lot of people that were doubting DXY at that time, or now recently in past recent history, they're going to be talking about, oh, DXY is back, and DXY survived, and blase blase. But me personally, I was never one to say that DXY was dying. I think it's going to push up here over the next few months, and here next month we'll be able to see the progression it's made. But I think based on form and fib, I think by the time we do this video next month, I think we could see it at 104 at least. But I'm thinking more so like 105, maybe 106 even, because it looks like this wave one move may be done. But there's still a lot of room left to go. So. And this could also be a diagonal wave, like I said. And if that were the case, it should get us to that same range theoretically. So we'll see how it goes and how we can expect to see this play out in the days ahead. Another big favorite of mine to look at here is AUD over USD, or the Aussie, I think most people call it. Not really going to talk about the big macro picture here. If you want to look at the big macro picture that I have for AUD or Aussie, Feel free to join us on Discord where I share analysis, continual analysis for this and about 50 to 60 other charts as well. So, yeah, the next few days, I'm expecting Aussie to drop down to 65 cents or 0.65. And fully expecting some support to come from there and send Aussie up to the 0.72 range. My son just woke up here. Hopefully he's feeling a little bit better, but probably gonna try to keep this short here so that I can get him taken care of. But expecting this to drop down to 0.65 here in the next few days, next few weeks at the most. But beyond that, by next month, we should see this at the 0.72 level, um, pretty much as a wave three move. We have wave one here. These five waves constitute a full wave, right? So we have the first segment of waves here. We're now working on this correction in wave two, which should, generally look like this. Sorry. Now I mentioned this 0.65 level here, but based on the size of this wave one, if this mid wave does not go up any higher, then we can expect this wave one move to drop probably a little bit lower, towards 0.64 or so. And looking at the fib levels here really quick for this short-term upside move. I see this hit 0.38 already. So yeah, this is probably breaking down, I believe. And if that is the case, I think we'll see it here down by 0.64, the low end of 0.64 in the next couple of weeks. And like I said, beyond that, we should see this jump up towards this 0.72 level by spring, I think. And yeah, I think Aussie, I think AUD over USD is going to have a pretty good run for a pretty good amount of time. But we'll check back in on here, or check back in here in the next segment of this video or this series, which will be pretty much around this time in February, and see how AUD has performed. But we can see a lot of liquidity here, as the cool kids say. And even if we want to look at trends or something like that, I think we have a decent trend line here that we can look towards. It's not really like, all the way. When we do these trend lines, we want to try to catch the most candles in this trend line as possible, right? So we got a 1, 2, 3 hitting it here. We got 1, 2 candles here, 1, 2, 3 here. Got 1, 2 here, and then we got one here as well. So I think this is a pretty decent trend line. So maybe it'll take by summer for this 0.72 level to hit, but we'll monitor this over the next few months, month by month as we go. But like I said, over the next few days, this should drop down to 0.65 at least, but maybe a little bit closer to 0.64 actually, right? And I'll try to do XPY and gold here as well pretty quickly. So looking at this wave count here, we have a wave one move here. We have a flat correction for wave two. Flat correction usually means that you're going to have an extended wave three. We can see this one extended by a little bit, not too much beyond the general 1.618 level, which is what we normally look for in a wave three extension. But this one went a little bit higher in 1.764, right? So got two as a flat, got a zigzag here in four. I think we're working on a wave five move here now. BX has hit 5,100 before it makes any sizable correction. This is definitely not an impulsive wave, but considering that this should be a wave five move, the only other option this could be is a diagonal wave, right? So I'm expecting a diagonal wave to come here for SPX, and I'm really expecting a very deep drop to come from this level up here as well. But I'll talk about that as the time comes. Didn't intend to really talk about the whole, damn near year-long outlook for SPX, but at least over the next month, I think we'll see this at 5,100. And then, beyond that, it'll probably have a good chance to drop down back to 4,500 or so. in the next quarter. So we'll see how this goes. Damn, I think my son get me sick. Felt like I just got chopped in the throat. Sorry about that. So yeah, I'm expecting this to hit up towards this 5100 level over the next couple of weeks, and beyond that, it should drop back down to this 4500 level, where buyers should step in again. But we'll see how this progresses over the next month, and on our next segment of this video series, we'll see how the chart played as far as the prediction goes. And the last one I'm going to do here today is going to be UK oil, better known as Brent crude oil. Why you playing with my phone, bro? Better known as Brent crude oil. I think we got a 5-way move down here for Brent. Got one, got two here, and then let's see. How do we have this counted here? One, two. This is what I get for erasing my my markup. I usually have it on here. I usually leave it on here rather, but I erased this one. So gotta spend a second trying to get my bearing back here. I'm almost done, bro. Give me 1 second. Oh, we got this as a W wave. Okay, that makes sense. That's why I can't figure out what the count is. So I have this as a zigzag wave here. A, B, C. So I'm counting this as a three swing move. And if I'm wrong, time will definitely tell. But regardless of if this is a 3-wave move or a 5-wave move, the mid wave correction that we get should take us to the same zone, to be honest. Um, And being that this is a mid wave that I'm expecting, a X wave in this case, a mid wave can be a B wave or an X wave depending on the form that you're expecting to see. But being that this mid wave has already progressed beyond the 0.38 fib level, I'm going to look for this to hit the 0.786 fib level next. And I can see that 0.786 fib level is at 118. I do think. No, this one should be good to go, I think. So yeah, I think we're headed up to this 118 here over the next quarter. As for the next month, I wish I had a better, idea of the next month, what we can expect over the next month. But I just have this quarterly outlook for UK oil right now. Over the next, few days, few weeks, I'll look at this a bit closer and try to get more of a monthly perspective as to something we can expect to see over the next, or the more short-term outlook, I guess you can say, instead of the quarterly outlook. But long story short, this should be headed up towards 118, and I'll definitely spend some time getting a better look on this near-term outlook for it. And I think EUR USD is another one that I was planning to do as well. So I think we have an impulsive wave here for EUR USD, or the euro. I think we got a flat correction here in wave two, an extended third wave that went to, I think, 4.618. That's one of the common levels for an extended third wave. Ooh, definitely not 4.618, but definitely went up to maybe about 3.618. I don't have that one on my fib, you know, my fib listing, but I would think that's where it hit at. So we got one here, two is a flat, three here, a zigzag for four. I think we're working on five here as well. With this two being a flat correction as well, an extended third, a zigzag here in four. And I think we're working on this fifth wave to the upside here, and I'm expecting it to hit this 113 level. But another possibility as well, just want to put it out here, another possibility is that this wave five move has already ended, right? And if this wave 5 move is already over, then EUR USD would drop down to about this. EUR USD would drop down to the level of stop nasty. Would drop down to the level of 107, pretty much 108 at minimum. But considering the size of the drop already, we probably look more towards 107 on this, a little deeper into 107 actually. Give me 1 second, bro. Almost finished. So probably at that golden fib level at 0618 is what we can expect us to see if this fifth wave is already concluded, and that very well may probably be the case. Instead of that first markup that I had here, I'm actually more inclined to believe this is already done. Already done with wave 5 anyway. Excuse me. But looking at this correction here, 038 is already beat, right? So next level I'm expecting to see a test at is going to be 110. So, erase the 113 idea, but we should see this at 110 at least in the next couple of days, weeks. No, probably days. And then it should drop down to 107, I believe. So I think that's what we'll see for the next month, roughly, maybe a little bit less than a month. But if I were scalping this, I would look for it to hit 110, and then I would probably scalp a short position as well and look for 107. But we'll see how this has progressed when we check back in here early in February, near Valentine's Day. Hopefully, it'll be all love. But that's all I have for this month's segment of Wave Forecast powered by Elliott Wave Science, which of course encapsulates the science of Elliott Wave theory as I try to identify where price action is going to go. I think Elliott Wave is the best framework for price analysis. It is the only framework that I know of that gives you a very detailed outline of how to apply fib levels and what to look for and how price action is, pretty much a result of human psychology and mass, pretty much the habits that we conduct or that we do in mass, pretty much. If you want to know more about LA wave theory, want to know more about these charts in real time, you want to know about more about the other charts that we look at, there's more than 60 of them that I look at on a pretty much daily or weekly basis. Check us out on LA Wave Science. If you want to check us out here on TradingView, that's fine as well. I'll be back next month with more insight on these charts, these tickers. So until then, stay safe, don't drown. I'm sorry if this is rushed, but gotta take care of my little homie. But yeah, until next time, keep it real. Peace.